Welcome MHS fans, to regional volleyball, SubState volleyball, whatever you wish, here at Beloit, Kansas. It's October 26th, Saturday afternoon. We're set up for, is this second round by now? Still first round? Not that we didn't have a bye, huh? First round action, MHS Lions against the Norton Blue Jays. Okay. I was thinking we had a bye or something. Yes, it's on. Mike Perry and Dale Leach here to bring you the filming and commentary. I'll let Mike do the talking. He's the one that knows about it. He's had daughters in it longer than me. Have at it, Mike.
Lindsay's going to start off for us here. Minneapolis in the right-hand side of the court. Her serve is in, and Norton does not get it over. Scored a point for Lady Lions, 1-0. Norton's middle, she looks like she's 6'7", Dale, but I think she's 5'11". Side out, Norton. Kylie comes and gets that one, and Mallory gets across court winner. Side out, Minneapolis. We keep Mallory tuned in there on that line, Dale. It's going to be a big plus for Big Blue today.
Yep.
Somebody's going to have to start talking. We're going to run it into each other here. And Norton with an attack at the net.
There's a program this height, top ball at number 9.
Well, they say she's 5'11", Dale, but she looks more like she's 6'7" to me. They sub her out when she goes to the back line. She's out now. Mallory. There we go. Mallory with 2 kills here early in this game. A couple of nice sets, and it's side out Minneapolis. Kylie McCulloch to serve. Program says she's 6'1", and she's every bit of that. Steph with a set. Alyssa George comes to get it. Norton taps it over. Alyssa George. It's one across court. Autumn with the back row save. There's Mal again. That's out of bounds. It's out. Scored a point. Minneapolis. Kylie still serving. It's 2-0 Minneapolis. Norton's pass to the front row goes into the net. Their setter cannot dig it out. We were there to block. There wasn't any need. 3-0 Minneapolis. Kylie with a dig. Stephanie sets. Autumn back row. Hit. Comes back across. Alyssa George with kill attempt. Oh. Norton hit a cross court winner, and Lindsay couldn't get to it. It's out of bounds. Side out to Norton. I guess the program has her at 6'1", Dale.
It would be, I believe that. More than 5'11".
They have 2 others on the bench at 5'11". There's another one by Mal. They dig it out, but I don't know that they're going to get to it. It's 4 hits.
I know one thing. If her boyfriend isn't very tall, he'd probably stand on his tippy toes to kiss her.
He would at that. Mallory's serve is just awesome. that is an ace in my book. Count it. 4-0, Minneapolis. Mallory Goeth serves. Another nice serve. Autumn with the dig in the back row, and the pass goes off to the side. Norton's subbing again. They sub out the shorter girl there on the front row with someone about 5'10", 5'9". Steph, there's the back row. Attack by Autumn, sails long over the inline. Norton girl just about took that, but didn't. It's a point to Norton. 1-4. There's a good pass. Steph's right there with the set. Lenz. It's out of bounds. Called that a lift as the ball was coming to the net. It was tipped across by Steph, and Kylie's pass. Adam's going to try that back row thing again, and it's still out of bounds. It's 4-4. We're just getting started here. First match of the day for Minneapolis, and what a save by Kylie McCulloch, but it goes out of bounds for another point, Norton. There we go. That's in. Kylie with the set. Lindsay went the other direction that time, cross court, and it drops in for side out Minneapolis. Alyssa George will serve. Little tip across by Norton is handled okay by Minneapolis, and Mallory from the back row. Attack goes in the net, side out Norton. Well, last year, Dale, SubState Minneapolis, pretty exciting matches there. I think Lady Lions came through that thing and almost served 100% from the service line. I think it's probably going to take some of that today. There's another lift by Steph.
That always helps.
Timeout, Minneapolis. Coach Mack wants timeout. She's questioning the last call as she is setting the ball across both hands, and he called a lift.
Good sized Minneapolis crowd here this afternoon. Good student body support.
Coach Mack will use most of her time there too. It was a kind of a questionable call there by the referee. Norton serving left-hand side of the court here. Net. Just barely hit the net. I'm glad he had his hand on it because I couldn't see it. Could you, Dale?
No, I didn't see it.
Stephanie Alderson will serve now. We're trailing 4-6. There's the 6'1" middle for Norton, and there's a blast by Autumn that's blocked, that's ricocheted the back row. They're going to have to bump it on over on a 3-ball. Steph cannot stuff the big tall girl, and that's out of bounds. Lindsay had a heck of a save there. That come across, she dug it up, we knocked it across. It's point Minneapolis because Steph's still serving, and we haven't got that point yet. Mal knocks it on across, a 3-ball.
4.
We didn't get a point last time. There we go. We got it there. It's all knotted up at 6. Mallory. Stephanie sets Lindsay in the middle, and that is right in the corner. Pinpoint shot there. And Norton wants timeout. Did you feel the momentum go from the left-hand side of the court to the right-hand side?
Just felt a big vacuum sweep across over hip up here.
Big Blues up 7-6 here. I was looking through the program here to check out some of the other schools, noting that Norton has 8 seniors on their club. Belleville 3, Beloit 2 or 3. Phillipsburg's the only other team that does not have very many seniors at all. They only have 1. We might catch them a little bit later.
That was in, unfortunately.
Defense was drawn in a little bit, and the Norton girl hit a cross-court kill attempt to the back row. It looked as if it was going to go out, but it didn't. Stayed in right on the line. Side out, Norton. Norton serving. That's out. Well, I called it out from here, and she called it in. Sure looked like
I can tell if it touches the line, it's in, right?
If it touches the line, it's in, yeah. There's another one headed the same spot. They go ahead and take it. Kylie with a kill attempt. Steph was quick to get to that because it ricocheted off the rafter, and
this is the only sport I know that you can go out of bounds, and if you touch the line, you're in. It's usually if you touch the line, you're out.
That's true. Lindsay serves, and that's a left. Point Minneapolis. Mallory found the corner with that set the time before and recorded that side out. There's a nice dig by Alyssa George. Autumn Knox with a nice kill attempt. Kylie with an excellent tip right on over for a point, and the ref on this side had Norton in the net anyway, so scored a point. 9-7 Minneapolis. Oh, it's a heck of a dig by Alyssa George. And then Lindsay comes to get it. And she goes ahead and knocks it on over. 3 ball, but what a save by Lady Lions. There's a back set. And now just barely gets there. Stephanie with another set. Kylie back sets it over the net. Alyssa George with a dig. Autumn Knox left hand.
4 hit. No.
The big middle, and we watch it drop.
That always freaks me out how they don't count blocks and then hitting it again as a 2 hit. But,
Stuffed at the net does not count as a hit, and you can recover and bring it back up again. Norton side out. Nice dig by Steph, and that's a lift by the Norton girl in the middle. I'm glad they're calling that. 9-7 Minneapolis, Autumn Knox serving. Excellent serve. And Norton's middle takes care of business before she gets subbed for, and it's a side out to Norton. They don't play their other 2 tall girls that they have on the bench, just the one 5'11" girl, or 6'1" girl. Steph to Kylie. Mallory, that's blocked. Stephanie back sets Mallory again, and she tips it. Norton's there to cover. Alyssa George with a dig. Mallory tips it right on over their blocker, and there was no one there. Excellent court vision there by Mallory Goeth. Kylie McCulloch serves. Yep. We're there to block, but it wasn't coming over. 10-7. Minneapolis. Kylie McCulloch still serving. Good serve. That's a lift. We had two calls. He's going to go explain it to Coach Mack. I think you're allowed that. Some of the refs call that, some of them don't. And you're supposed to give them the benefit of the doubt when it comes across like that to use two hands. And there, Norton tips it across and finds an empty spot on our side for a side out. 10-7, Big Blue. And you could call Norton Big Blue, but it's Lady Jays, I believe. Autumn with the pass, and Mallory can't reach back to get to that. Point to Norton. It's 10-8, Minneapolis. Autumn. Kylie with a nice set. Alyssa George, and that's a side out to Minneapolis. Norton's outside, could not handle it. And Mallory Goeth will serve for the Lady Lions. Minneapolis on top, 10-8. Nice dig by Autumn. Alyssa George, that's blocked, but Autumn's there to cover. Lindsay in the middle this time, and it's hit to the back row deep, and Norton's there to pull it out, and there hits in the net. Lenz was there to block, but no need to. It was not coming over. Mallory serves 11-8, Minneapolis. It's a nice serve. And she digs it. Alyssa George sets the ball right on over. Didn't want to take a chance on a lift. Autumn with the dig. Kylie sets. Alyssa George. And down the line for a point.
Was that Goeth or George that did that?
Alyssa George. Right down the line, Dale. Alyssa George had her zeroed in on that one, didn't she?
Yep.
It's really good to see Zach Bishop across the way walking around pretty naturally on both those legs of his after that terrible knee injury.
Yep.
Football earlier this season.
Just got a little elastic brace on his knee, looks like.
So it looks as if he might be ready to go midway through basketball season.
Well, I'm hoping it's not even that long.
Me too. Mallory with a nice serve. Kylie digs at the back row. Stephanie sets Alyssa George, and that's blocked, but it's powered through to the other side and drops on Norton's side for a point, Minneapolis, 13-8, Big Blue. Oh, what a serve. That was a nice serve. Good dig by Kylie. Alyssa George sets Stephanie, and she right in the middle.
What a nice little dink.
And that's exactly what it is, a nice little dink. Stephanie just set that ball right on over the top of the blocker, and it landed right between 5 Lady Jays. 14-8, Mallory Goeth will serve here. Be nice to just drop an ace in there, and she almost does. And they don't get it over, we win. Well, that's just what we needed, Dale, to come out win this first match, or first game of this first match.
Rather handily. It doesn't look like the Jays have probably faced the competition we faced. They're not as quick to respond, I don't think.
You know, to watch the Lady Jays warm up there, Dale, I thought we might have our hands full with the height they had, but they don't seem to play all those tall girls, just a couple of them here and there.
They don't play the way a lot of teams I've seen us play compete.
Is that 15-8 or 15-9? One or the other. I think it's 15-9.
Something like that. It's a good victory. Back with the second game of the match shortly. Put your mic on. Okay.
Well, we're getting ready for the second game of this first match. Minneapolis and Norton. Minneapolis will be in the left-hand side of the court, Norton in the right, and Norton will be serving first. And that's a net. Hit the tape and drops on their side, side out Minneapolis. Autumn Knox will serve. 0-0, second game of this first match of the day for Minneapolis. And Mallory goes right at the net to tap that one right back on Norton's side. Their pass came across the net, and she was right there waiting for it. 1-0 Minneapolis. Autumn serves in, and it's a dandy. Norton's kill attempt there at the net was a tape shot, and it drops on our side. But we could not get to it. It's side out to Norton. 0-1. Autumn with a nice dig. Sets Alyssa George. And it was blocked at the net by Norton, and then we could not cover. 1-1. Lands with a pass right on the money to Kylie. Mallory hits it just a little wide for a point for Norton. 1-2. Norton still serving. Lands with the pass. Mallory goes ahead and takes it. Alyssa George. Bumps it, tries to bump it on over. It doesn't go over. It's 4-point Norton. There we go. Alyssa George with a tip, and Norton tries to get to it. And Mallory, as the ball came across the net, just went ahead and hammered it down for a side out Minneapolis. Kylie McCulloch will serve. We're trailing 1-3. It's a nice serve that's dug up, and Mallory with the stuff kill was placed perfectly for that block. Kylie McCulloch still serves. 2-3 Norton. It's a nice serve. Mallory with the dig. Kylie sets. Alyssa George on the other side, and there you see 6'1" middle for Norton, and she subbed for just after that block. She's getting ready to go the back row to serve, and they subbed for her. 6'1", and she put that one back down on our side. Lynn's with the dig. Kylie back sets Mal, and she tips it. And if they're going to call that a lift when they set it across, they should have called that one, because they called that on us earlier, but they didn't call it there on Norton. So that's a point for Norton, and they're up 4-2. Steph. Mallory with a good attack, and she's there to tap that one straight down on top. The Norton girl is laying on the floor for a side out Minneapolis. 2-4. We're trailing. Mallory serves right on the money. Is a real nice hard low one. And she digs the back row. Kill it. There's Lynn's hit. They recover. They pass it right over to us. Alyssa George and Lindsay are both there. They send it across after 2 hits, and Alyssa George dumps it in a spot where they're not. Scored a point. Minneapolis. Mallory goes, serves. Get down quick. Yep, a little long. Mallory serve goes out the end line, and it's a side out to Norton. They're leading 4-3 and serving the right-hand side of the court. Kylie with a pass to Steph. Alyssa George sets it across. Norton setter had a hard time getting to the ball. Kylie to Lenz, and she dinks it over. And that's a nice block by Alyssa George, the Norton girl. Tried to tap it across, and Alyssa George is right there for the block. And she will serve. 3-4. And that's a nice dig by Alyssa George. Her pass went straight in the air, and it caught one of the rafters. And when it hit it ricocheted backwards, and no one else could get to it. Side out to Norton. Mallory with an excellent dig that went across the other side. Norton middle knocked it down on our side for a point. Norton is 5-3. There we go. Adam Knox with a monster hit that finds its way to the back line of Norton's court, and it's side out Minneapolis. Stephanie Alderson serves. There we go. Let's get a couple here, girls.
Boy, how'd you like all that height jumping up there and knocking that ball down? I tell you.
Alyssa George with a dig, and Stephanie with a back set. Kylie hammers it across. That should be 4. Yeah. Norton with 4 hits scores a point. Minneapolis 5-5. We're all knotted up. Norton is getting ready to serve. Substitute. We're getting ready to serve, and they called time to go ahead and let them sub. So it's kind of unusual after the ref had already motioned for her to go ahead and serve. And that's the reason the coach does that. Norton subs with their 6'1" middle, and it's a side out to Norton. They're serving 5-5. Mallory, nice dig. We just send it on over with a 3 ball. It's not coming over that fast. Let's wait on it. Scored a point for Norton, 6-5. That's out. Mallory did the limbo to get away from that one. I'm glad she did, because it went out of bounds. Side out to Minneapolis. Lindsay Perry will serve. Yep, that's a left. Two-hander. Setter caught it with both hands, and it's a point Minneapolis. Lindsay still serves. That's another left. Yep. But that really is an ace. The girls will let you know that. 7-6, Minneapolis. Lindsay serves. and saves that at the back row. Ricochets off the rafters, and we recover. And what a knocks over there.
Nice putback.
They set it over there. Their outside hitter had a long ways to go to get to it, and when she got there, all she could do was tip it over, and Autumn was right there to stuff that. Excellent block, Dale. Lindsay still serving. Lady Lions are up 8-6. Refs are checking the alignment. Here we go. It's in. We were there for the block, but they powered it through. It came down on our side out to Norton. They're trailing 6-8. Melissa George, Kylie. Norton's in the net. Kylie could just barely get there. She just closed her fist to knock it on over, and Norton was there for the block, but they were in the net. Side out Minneapolis. Autumn Knox, excellent serve. And their pass was close enough to the net, they just backed right into the net. 9-6 Minneapolis. Autumn Knox serves. She dunks one in there. And she digs that one. Lenz with the pass over to Kylie, just bumps it on over. They set it to our back row. We set Mallory in the middle, and that's a lift. She blocked it. She recovered herself. And when she reached back to tip it up, it was a lift. Autumn Knox still serving. Minneapolis up 10-6. Oh. I think we've missed but 2 serves this match, which isn't bad. I'll take that any day. But we can't afford to miss any more. It's crunch time. 10-6 Minneapolis. Norton serving. Autumn with the pass to Kylie. Sets Mallory, but Mallory ran in too far, and then she was not in position for the kill. Set was a little bit back. It's 10-7 Minneapolis. Norton serving. Lenz with the pass. Kylie sets. Alyssa George. That's a tape shot that all Norton could do was stick an arm out and hit it, and it flies into their bench for a side out. Kylie McCulloch will serve with the Lady Lions up 10-7. Their kill attempt flies off the back dig attempt of Autumn, and it goes out the back for a side out to Norton. It's a deep serve by the Norton girl. We had to take it. Mallory attack at the net. She tips it on across. And that's a nice try for that save by Stephanie Alderson, but cannot dig it up. Norton with a point. Norton girl wants to try it again on her serve. Lindsay with a dig. Stephanie leans back and wraps that one on across. Lindsay with a dig. Alyssa George right down the line.
Wow. That's threading the needle.
As the ball came across, Norton was there to block, and Alyssa George just set that ball right down the line, and it landed in for a side out Minneapolis. Mallory Goa serves. It's a nice serve. And they return the favor. They tip it across. Tied out to Norton. They're trailing 8-10, and they're serving. Mallory with a dig. Stephanie sets Lynn's in the middle. She has to come a ways to get to it. Mallory digs that one out of the back. Stephanie bumps it on across. Autumn Knox with a nice dig. Melissa George powers one down. If she zeroed in on that kill like she is right there on that one, we're going to be in good shape. We've got our three hitters knocking them in like that. We're going to be in good shape. Melissa George serves. Autumn with the dig. Sets Autumn. Nope, they can't get to it. Scored a point, Minneapolis. Nice dig by Kylie, but it goes out of bounds. Side out to Norton.
Now, why is it if the ball hits the tape, it's inbounds? If it hits that antenna, it's out of bounds. That's confusing to me. Got an answer for that one?
Yeah, because they have to have a decent way of telling if the ball is going over the net out of bounds. When they come over here, they're way out of bounds, and they angle it back across. If it hits the antenna or goes by on the inside of that antenna, it's out of bounds, just like that one.
Well, I could see if it went by on the outside of it or hit the outside of it, but when it clearly hits the inside of it,
Yep, the antenna is out, isn't it?
Like I said, volleyball confuses me.
Well, every point is tough to come by, and that's out of bounds, but Mallory takes it anyway. And Alyssa George tracks it down, and Kylie McCulloch bumps it on across after it ricocheted through the rafters. Norton's other middle drops the hammer on one, which we deflect. It goes out of bounds, side out Norton. And Autumn Knox tips one across, and it drops on the Norton side for a side out Minneapolis. Stephanie Alderson serves. Tape shot by Norton, and we're there to cover, and Stephanie knocks it on over. Alyssa George with a dig. Stephanie sets Mallory back row, and it doesn't make it over. Eleven. Hang in there, ladies. Alyssa George. Stephanie sets Kylie. Cross court, it's out. Audra Antwell will come in and sub for Mallory Goeth, play the back row, DS. Try and slow Norton down here just a little bit. Alyssa George. Stephanie knocks it on across, but it's out of bounds. Pass from the back row came to the front. All she could do is put a fist to it. And Coach Mack wants timeout. I want the Lady Jays to get too far ahead here. It's 13-11. They're leading. Minneapolis won the first game of this match, but hate to let this one slip away, Dale.
Well, it's not over yet. Maybe Coach took that momentum break just at the right time.
Norton serving, they're leading 13-11. Let it go, girls. (14-11). Serve looked like it was going long, but we went ahead and took it. Lenz dumps it on over. Their server had us handcuffed 3 times in a row there. Autumn tips it on over. That's out. And that was close. 11-14. Norton. They're subbing, and so are we. Mallory Goeth back in for Audra Antwell. Lindsay Perry's going to serve here, and we're trailing 11-14. We need to get a couple here, and that's in a net. Not a good time for a net. (14-11), Norton serves. That's out if they let it go. And they return the favor. Side out Minneapolis, Autumn Knox serving, 11-14. There we go. Stephanie comes up to dig that. Mallory knocks it out of bounds. For a side out to Norton. We can't do that too many times and expect to hang in this thing. They're leading 14-11, and we've got to have a side out. Autumn. Kylie with it. And that drops on the Norton side. Their middle was there to block. Mallory tipped it right through, and it's a side out to Minneapolis. Kylie McCulloch serves. 11-14. Good serve. Yep. Mallory's there to tip that. They're there to cover. Autumn digs. Alyssa George, left hand. That was almost a lift. Mallory. Kill attempt. Norton's there to cover. Kylie needs somebody to come get it, and Mallory does. Excellent job. Just a save, knocked it over her head. It drops over on the Norton side, and they can hardly get to it.
What a surprise attack.
It was a surprise attack. 12-14. Norton's leading here. Mallory with save. Stephanie. Lenz takes it and bumps it on over. Comes off the rafters. You never know where it's going to go. And Kylie with a dig. Sets Mallory, and she is there to cover herself on the Norton girl with the block. That's out. And Norton wants a timeout now. 13-14, Norton, and we're still serving. There we go. We'd like to get 1 or 2 more here to pull even, or 3 to win this thing. 13-14. Kylie McCulloch serves. Nice serve. Norton sets her big middle. She hammers one to our back row. Lenz is there to dig, and Alyssa George sets one on over. Autumn digs that. Stephanie has got to take it. Nope. Yeah, Stephanie has got to take that. And when she decided to, it was too late. She had to take it off her upper shoulder, and it's a side out to Norton. 14-13, they're leading. It's the first time their middle is served, and there's Mallory with a nice hit to the back row. Kylie to Stephanie. Stephanie sets Alyssa George. We're going to have to hit the ball, girls. That does not make it over. Norton girl tried to tip it over, didn't get a lot on it, and it hit the tape and dropped on their side for a side out to Minneapolis, 13-14. Mallory Goa serves. Nice serve right down the line. Norton had to scramble to get to it. And their hitter was blocked at the net by Alyssa George, who slipped and could not recover. Stephanie sets Alyssa George. She just sets it on over. Lenz with the tap over, and it's going to be in there. Their pass come up to the net, and Lindsay was there to tap it down, and all they could do is barely put a hand on it. Went out of bounds, side out Minneapolis. Alyssa George will serve. That was close to being a lift on the Norton girl. Mallory's the back row to dig that up. Let's set Autumn bit for a monster hit, and it was tipped. It was tipped. A point Minneapolis, 14-14.
Boy, was that close.
Well, I'm glad they saw it because I sure didn't. Alyssa George serve is perfect. They try to get to it and can't. 15-14 Minneapolis, and Norton is going to call a timeout. We knew they would. 1 point and we're out of this thing. One point, Dale, we move on.
One dink, that's all it takes. And more than likely will occur on a dink. They guard too early, it's the stuffs.
Alyssa George still serving here. Has put a couple together in a row here. Minneapolis ahead now, 15-14. We need one more, and there's a nice serve. It's a good deep one. Norton's there to cover. Kylie sets Lenz, and they reach out to grab it. It's just barely. Kylie digs that out of the net. Lindsay reaches back to tip that and over. Somehow Norton recovered, and it's the side out to Norton, 14-15. Alyssa George with a heck of a save, but it looked like Mallory and Kylie both took that one at the same time, and the ball came over here out of bounds. 15-15. Mallory takes that one. Stephanie with a set. Autumn. It's out. We've got to set Autumn closer to the net so she can get there and hammer it down. Timeout, Minneapolis. Like that's the end of the timeouts for Coach Mack. None left, 16-15. Norton. Kylie's pass right on the money to Steph. And that one's down. Just what we needed. They got Autumn set just a little closer to the net, and she drops the hammer on it. Side out, Minneapolis. Stephanie Alderson will serve. We're trailing 15-16. We need to get a couple here. It's blocked by Lenz at the net, and it stays on the tape for a while. Stephanie, set. Autumn powers that baby through there. Point Minneapolis. Score it. I believe we probably had a set play there for Autumn to come. It was excellent set. That was one of those binks. 16-16. We've got a grudge match here. We've got a good game here. 16-all. Norton serving. Mallory with the dig. Stephanie goes to get it, and Lenz bumps it on over. Glad she did. I think there's Norton's middle. Stephanie sets Lenz, tips it over to the side, and we're there to save. Autumn. There we go. Side out to Minneapolis. Lindsay Perry will serve. 16-16. Serves in. All Norton can do is bump it over. Alyssa George with the pass. Stephanie sets. Mallory. That's tipped. They dig it out of the back row. Lenz with a dig. Autumn. Yeah! I shouldn't yell into the mic like that. Big hit by Autumn Knox. Puts Minneapolis up 17-16. Lindsay Perry serves. Norton sets their big middle. All they can do is bump it over. Kylie sets Autumn, and she taps it over. And that's why we don't want to keep tapping it over. They got their middle set, and she drops the hammer on it. Side out Norton. 16-17. They're serving. Lenz with the pass to Kylie. Right on the money. Autumn cross court. Mallory with the tap. Alyssa George digs it out of the back row. Autumn Knox. Yep. Against the loud, the banner's falling down behind me. Autumn Knox serving with a chance to put it away right here. 17-16, Minneapolis. It's a nice serve. Norton digs it out in their big middle. Knocks it on over. Steph to Mal. And she's there to cover. Stephanie sets Alyssa George to the back row, and it's gonna not quite make it out. Fuller will be it. Minneapolis wins it, 18-16. And what a game.
Pure excitement. Congratulations, Lady Lions.
Well, it's nice to do it in two, Dale, but that was almost three anyway. 18-16, the final game of this match, and we move on.
How often do you see that in volleyball, the score go that high?
Not very often.
Let's start again.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Just start again.
Minneapolis will move on and play the winner of the Phillips